Hey, what's up, guys? Um, so for my book talk, I chose the book Scythe, and this is kind of a book that I've been wanting to read for a while, probably since like middle school, but never really gotten the chance until now to read it. And I would definitely recommend it for anyone. It's a really good book, and I think everyone should read it. So basically, how the story goes is their society has overcome death. They're able to cure any disease, and they've put like these healing, they call them healing nanites. They put them like in your blood, so then they'll instantly be able to heal any cut or like injury that you get. And if you get like hit by a car or something major like that, then they'll just transport you to the nearest recovery center, and then you can, and then you'll be good in like the next morning. But because of this, they kind of started to run into an overpopulation issue. And so they have to create these people called scythes. It's like an occupation that you can have, and it's only given, so you have to have it be given to you, and it's only given to the highest members of society, like the smartest or most respected members in society, and they get to control basically who dies. And so there's these two teenagers, I believe they're about 17 years old, and one's named Rowan and the other one is Citra, and they both run into this scythe, and his name is Scythe Faraday, and he chooses them to be his apprentices, and they have to go through this rigorous training where they have to learn about all these weapons and learn all these martial arts and poisons and basically any way that is legal in killing in their society. So they start to train, and they start to become a little bit closer with the scythe, and as they go through their training, one day he goes out, instead of killing, they call it gleaning, and one day he goes out and he is basically killed. They say it's a self-gleaning, which is the only way that a scythe can die. So he is, they say he self-gleaned himself, and when he becomes self-gleaned, they kind of frowned upon having two apprentices because only one of them gets to be chosen, so the scythe kind of frowned upon that. And there's a very corrupt scythe in there that get like basically says whichever scythe loses should be gleaned by the other scythe, and then that creates a problem because the two apprentices, Rowan and Citra, they basically start to develop feelings for each other, but scythes aren't allowed to get married or have kids, and so they kind of have like this relationship that's kind of not allowed, but they still have it, kind of Romeo and Juliet style. And and so a big conflict in the book is that one of them is going to have to kill the other after their year of training is up, once one of them is given the ring. And so after the scythe dies, their scythe master dies, they are sent off to two different scythes, two of the most respected scythes. Scythe Goddard, the one that proposed that one of them should be killed after, and then Citra goes to Scythe Curie, the one that she's just kind of a well-respected scythe, and she's like one of the only like scythes left from back when the scythes were first created. and basically they go through their training, and it's just this journey to the end where they have to, one of them is going to have to glean the other, and it just takes you along both of their journeys and kind of the two different teaching styles, like more corrupt with Scythe Goddard, and the other one, Scythe Curie, she what took a more like original approach to it. And one of the biggest themes in the book is like, even like perfection isn't always the best, because I think, like Rowan says in the book, that there's no point in living anymore, basically, because everyone already has enough food, everyone already has enough money, like they can provide for everyone. And so now basically it's just, you kind of just go along and wait to be gleaned, and there kind of becomes no purpose in life. And so this kind of immortality and the idea of having Scythe kind of becomes very corrupt, and because there's basically no point in living, and so you basically become pointless by overcoming death. And that's one of the biggest themes in the book, and it kind of explores death, and who should be chosen, and yeah. And I mean, I don't think we are going to be really faced with having to choose people to kill, but I think we're it's just good to realize that like we don't always have to be perfect in everything, because perfect isn't always the best option, you know. But I would definitely recommend Scythe. One of the best books I've ever read. Super good, and hope you give it a read.